So we are going to be having two match previews. One is going to be about Barcelona versus Osasuna, and the other match that we are going to be discussing is going to be between Manchester United and FC Barcelona. Yes, this has been the game that has been drawn for the Europa League, and we are going to be discussing exactly this. And then later in the video, we're also going to be slightly touching on the situation of Ronald Araujo. So it's going to be a very compact video, a very exciting one. But before we go into this, I do want to speak about our sponsor for today, and that is the OneFootball app. If you guys do want to find out where I do get my information from when it comes to football news, transfer news, player stats, or team stats, all of that is compact within the OneFootball app. If you do want to download the OneFootball app, you can so by clicking on the link down below. It'll be in the pinned comment in the comment section. Click on it, it'll take you straight to the app store. You download the OneFootball app, set exactly who and what you do want to follow, and then you'll be set and done from there. It is for free, it's very informative, also very entertaining, and I hope you guys do enjoy it. But now let's go back into this video and let's first talk about the Europa League, because look, Barcelona have encountered the hardest possible team they could face in this round. Like, yes, I do believe that this is a much more difficult match than if we were to face Juventus, because Manchester United under Ten Hag, they are better than Juventus tactically, which is why I do say it's going to be the most difficult opponent that Barcelona could be facing. Now I know, right, there has been stories, there has been narratives that this whole Europa League thing is rigged, that they want Barcelona out as soon as possible, which is why they have given out Manchester United to face FC Barcelona. Now, I have no idea whether this competition is rigged, just like the Champions League. I'm not even going to begin talking about how there is this theory about these group of men wanting to see Barcelona struggle. But let's look at the bright side when it comes to Barcelona facing Manchester United. Point number one, we should not be afraid of Manchester United. Like, where is the confidence now? Over the past few years, historically, Barcelona have always beaten Manchester United, and going into this game, it should be the exact same thing. The confidence should be there within the fan base and within the players. Point number two, the fact that Barcelona have been given the most difficult opponent very early in the Europa League. If we beat this team, we have already passed the most difficult phase within this tournament. Everything else is going to be much easier after beating Manchester United, because if you look at the other teams, they're not at their best state. You look at Sevilla are going through a reconstruction with a brand new coach. We look at a team like Salzburg, they have also been a team that has to go through reconstruction with a brand new coach. The same thing with Ajax, they're not in their best phase. Juventus are also not in their best phase. So the most difficult team, like I've always said, it is Manchester United. And if we beat this team, then we can win this tournament, and with style. So when it comes to when Barcelona is going to be facing Manchester United in 2023, it does say here that the first leg of Barcelona versus United will be played at the Camp Nou first on the 16th of February, and then in the second leg, it will be on the 23rd of February at Old Trafford, which is Manchester United's home. So yes, Barcelona is going to be returning to that wonderful stadium. We have so many amazing memories within that stadium, and for the first time in a very long time, Barcelona is going to be there, but without Lionel Messi. One of the reasons why we see Old Trafford as one of like the most magical places, it is because we have always seen Messi perform at a very high level there, and it has always been very, very entertaining. But again, like I've said, this is going to be the first time. Who is going to be that brand new protagonist within Old Trafford? Who's going to be the one leading the charge for FC Barcelona? And you know what I would love to see? I would love to see Frankie de Jong have a world-class performance at Old Trafford, right? I would love to see Frankie de Jong maybe score a goal, maybe provide an assist, dictate the midfield and how the play should be going. That would be amazing to see, because Frankie de Jong would be performing against Manchester United, which is a team that's supposed to be having him in the first place. Like, Frankie was so close on joining Manchester United. And the other thing is that Erik ten Hag is going to be there. That is his former coach. And to see Frankie de Jong have a masterclass on the field against his former coach, that would be a wonderful, wonderful story to see. And so now let's move on towards the phase of how Xavi does think about this whole draw. And so this is what he did say: we will face the most difficult opponent that we could possibly face within this draw, but we will look forward to it. They are a very historic side. They have grown a lot with the arrival of Ten Hag, and they have great players. It is the worst draw we could have gotten. We don't have good luck when it comes to draws like this. So yes, it is true. When it comes to Barcelona being drawn to like multiple teams, like you look at what happened in that Champions League draw, we got in the worst possible group stage compared to like everybody else. We were with Bayern Munich and with Inter Milan, and now we're not even catching a break at the Europa League by facing Manchester United, the most difficult team within this tournament. But look, here's the thing. I don't want to say this should be like our excuse either. I don't want the players to say that this is the excuse why we might potentially be out, or I don't want Xavi to say that we have not catched a break after being placed with like all of these other difficult teams. I don't want to hear any of that, because like I've said, I want to win this competition, right? I want Barcelona to beat Manchester United. This is something that Barcelona should be very capable to do, and I hope it does get done. Now here's the thing. I want to continue to prioritize the league over over the Europa League. Like, yes, I want to win this tournament. I want to show the world that we can face and win titles, but we should continue to prioritize La Liga. Like, I would much rather be the champions of Spain than to be like the champions of like whatever the Europa League does represent. We can't even say by winning the Europa League that we are the champions of Europe, because that is what the Champions League is for, not the Europa League. So like, what are you really the champion of if you win the Europa League? Which is why I do say, like, let's prioritize becoming the champions of Spain. So now let's move on towards the next phase of this video, and now let's talk about the match between Osasuna and FC Barcelona, because this is going to be the last game before we head into the World Cup. We want to come out with a bang. There is still no Koundé, still no Memphis Depay, and there is still no Ronald Araujo. But here's the thing, we have great news when it comes to Ronald Araujo. Very nerve-wracking also, and it does say here, according to Gerard Romero, that Araujo has received the green light from Barcelona. He will travel to Doha with the rest of the Uruguayan team alongside the club's physios. So this is very nerve-wracking, because in a way it does feel like all of this is being forced, because you can just feel like Ronald Araujo is sacrificing himself, his body, to play in that World Cup. Like, we don't want to repeat another Samuel Umtiti. We know what comes with fast forwarding your progress. Now, the only positive that we could say about Araujo's recovery is that he did go through surgery, something that Umtiti did not do, so he has taken the longer route. But the thing is that he was expected to come in much later and even after the World Cup, and to see and to hear that Araujo is going to be in the World Cup and that he should be okay, I hope that none of this is being forced in order for him to be available for the Uruguayan national team. Now the question is, when could we see Araujo appear in the World Cup? Could it be in the knockout stages, in the group stages, in the quarterfinals if they make it? And it says here, according to Cat Radio, that Araujo would only play in the World Cup if Uruguay reaches the knockout rounds and if the player does feel good. Although he's traveling to Qatar, the plan right now is for him to not take part in the group stages. So I do wish this player a lot of luck. I hope that he does not encounter a more serious problem later down the road. And when it comes to Osasuna versus FC Barcelona, let's be very careful, because Osasuna is having a great season. They are 1 point behind 4th place, and so they have been having one hell of a season. So Xavi is going to have to place his best possible 11, even though it might not be the best for many of these national teams. But let's continue to defend our great run. We look at what Barcelona have been doing so far. We are the leaders in multiple things. When it comes to the most goals in the league, it is Lewandowski with a total of 11. When it comes to the most assists within the league, Dembele does take that title so far with a total of 5. When it comes to the most clean sheets in the league, Marc-Andre ter Stegen is number 1 with a total of 11 clean sheets. So Barcelona have been phenomenal. Let's go into this game with good spirits. Let's make Piquet's last game a game to remember by coming out with a win with 3 points. And so the most expected starting 11 that we could see go up against Osasuna would be this: Alejandro Balde as the right back, Gerard Piqué and Christensen as the center back duo, Jordi Alba on the left back position, our midfield being Frankie de Jong, Pedri and Xavi, and our front three being Dembele, Lewandowski and Ferran Torres. Ferran Torres has been playing amazing. I think that he should continue to be starting. As for the midfield, I do not really want to see Busquets. I want to see Frankie de Jong in the pivot position. He was playing amazing in that game against Almeria within the second half, and I want to continue to see Alejandro Balde as the right back. He's really starting to make up for his absence being on the left side, and his level is only getting greater and greater as he continues to play in the right back position. Of course, we prefer to see Alejandro Balde on the left back position, but on the right back position, he is doing phenomenal. So that is going to be wrapping up today's Barcelona daily news and pre-match preview. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys are new here, welcome to the channel. Please like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you guys in the next video.